48.3% win ratio on this map of SK. With that being said, 73.7% for AVANGAR, and we're seeing right now starting off fairly well. I'm just going down towards the A site though, and that needs to be a retake coming in. And retake might be tough. Because as we see, the players already made their way, and right now, as it happens to, he comes in from behind. Bolt has a great crossfire there to get away Fallen. They still need to find the Brazilian lineup right here. 15 HP. And as they now need to make the retake, only Stewie alive. Can he find them all? No, that is not the case. The defuse makes it work. With that being said, I mean, start is good, initial situation great. What are we going to see from now on? So this is having a little bit of an economically problematic situation coming up next if SK Gaming is not finding this, and besides that, in general, I mean, they have invested for the reason of rather using utility and going for the AKs afterwards. This is... We can argue in that, definitely. But on the other hand, there goes. Fallen finds himself Jame at least during the process. And whilst the bomb goes once more on the A site, they're trying to fake through a good bit in that situation. Buster gets himself Sucres and finds himself Fallen. That seems like it's alright. Balls to be the only one. He just jumps through, gets Crism with a body shot. Kicker could be as easily found as he got that one. As it goes, 2-0 AVANGAR. Starting off good. And with that good start, SK will now get themselves into that eco. Now let's see how they will face the problem. I mean, they could have done better previously. The first map, Stewie moving silently together with his teammates. Prison holding short from the connector section, and the assistance from his teammate Buster should be there anytime when he needs it. For being thrown a second possibly. From then on, should be Prison taking over that control. Cold Zero comes closer on short, but they're all moving through connector. Standard issued pistols are trying their best to get that bomb down, but Buster and Prison are not having a problem. Fur hits the right timing though, so he possibly could pick up that M4 in the corner. Doesn't seem to be the case. Rotates over from kitchen, where he will not find himself an AVANGAR player. Either way, for hiding himself as good as he can, Jame will start that hunt, initiate it, and should be able to take down the Brazilian right-hand side corner. Spray works out, not a single bullet he's actually getting. And is there actually now the option for SK Gaming to find their way back into this? 3-0, good start for AVANGAR. Surely that is their map pick. And as this is their map pick, it shouldn't be too hard obtaining control in total. With that being said though, Fallen with a nice start onto Prison. Smoke instantly comes in from Jame to hold off any aggressive movement. So they're straying around the map, mainly focused on the A site. As we see the rotation is coming in here, 2 players from AVANGAR are focusing onto A, while Sunmill still Stewie standing around. The nade barely does any damage to him. Down to 21 he is, though, either way. So the man disadvantage is finally there onto AVANGAR. SK now need to use it. Will Sick and his teammate James be able to hold him up? Bolt starts off good. James needs to be better. Rotates away, can't escape for the smoke. Kicker coming in here. Oh no, and that was panic. As he shoots there, couldn't hit a thing. 100% exposed himself. There was the bullet coming towards him, so probably Stewie has heard that. But with that being said, AVANGAR rotating away. The B site is going to be their safe haven. But Stewie's not really a fan of safe haven, so he's trying to hunt, but he doesn't get it. Kicker on the number 1 here. While Stewie, I mean, he falls down. That's okay. Low HP.
Terrorists win.
Yes, that 3-1 is the case. SK Gaming, finally. I mean, we have to put it in a little perspective. If we remember back Cash, it was a great start for SK. That then turned around. As goes, there comes the aggression. First of all, Sick. And he see himself, player coming in, will be Crizzen. First of all, behind the smoke, he needs to hide with the entry there from the CT player. That's looking quite okay for AVANGAR to hold up that aggression. The bomb is still not planted. Kicker needs to be double cautious regarding the weaponry he carries around. The players of AVANGAR are hiding themselves still. That's the first coming in from Stewie. Well done. Sick taken out, who had to hide behind the smoke. Kicker now with the counter aggression possibly coming in. Oh, the timing, that could have ended very worse here. But Crizzen doesn't check his left-hand corner. Stewie finds Buster as well. That retake is dead. James at least getting fallen. Not much more coming out of this. Caldera now going for the hunt. Taking down the op, possibly. James. You may switch to the UMP. He tries to hide in the smoke and then make the run towards the AWP. Interesting move from his side. Now goes back. Grabs the... Oh, no. And that is what Explosion Radius does. He placed it and thought it could be all safe, but then realized, oh, wait a second. There's a bomb blowing up nearby, and the Explosion Radius that throws the gun meters and meters away. And there it goes. Oh, that's Kicker nicely starting it off against Fur, but... Buster? No, Buster. No, you don't do this! Buster, you're running! Buster, no! Nah, he wanted to do the Usain Bolt and then knife, but he couldn't make it possible. He saw he only had the USPS. That was a nice try. Ah, Buster. Trying to act like a ninja here. So as it goes, Sick on his own might try to find a frag. Players are exiting the site. Bolts as well as Fallen are quite easy targets in that situation. Finds himself one. Can he get Fallen as well? That would be too cool. Nope, Caldera denies. That would be the 3-2-3. We're back to the tie. That will now be an AVANGAR buying, a timeout coming in. Just remember it was AVANGAR having a lead in this. Or more likely AVANGAR still having map-wise lead in this. 1-0 after they finished off Cash quite well. And I somehow don't want to believe that this will now turn so easily. It would be just a bit of a surprise to me for now seeing SK Gaming beating this team on this map. Because talking to Swanee and talking in general to people around the scene, yeah, I mean, we don't need to argue how good AVANGAR are on this map, first of all. Second of all, SK have decreased their performance on this map. Silence is around the map. Game finds himself a good bit off control. He doesn't know about Palace though, and that, well, AVANGAR shouldn't feel too relaxed there. On the side, Coldzera gets a fully flashed buster. He didn't see a thing anymore in the process. Crizzen gets killed as well. Coldzera doesn't stop. Double onto him. Demastic as well as James. Probably only two alive on the AVANGAR side, and I can hardly imagine that will turn out in favor of the Kazakhstan team. There at least Coldzera has been taken out, but either way, James was gaining information. Oh, if he could have been fast enough, then he could have hit himself fall. It would be a little bit of a surprise there in the end. He tries to stay silent. And I think it very much comes down right now to James hitting a shot or not. Himself a frack. He scopes in. I'm not quite sure if Fur's going to hear that. There's no kits. There's no early frag. There's an AWP to save. So they're sticking to the plan. Switching over to the AK. Demastic does so. And there the AWP is going to stay in the hands of James. Not to be thrown away. The first 3 rounds went great for AVANGAR. From then on though, the first 3 rounds back in their pocket. SK Gaming somehow found the way back into this. Decent aggressions and decent work done. As there's another pause coming in, AVANGAR going here for the timeout. I think there's a good time right now to talk about what is happening right here. Because SK Gaming might gain momentum. I mean, we see 7.5 onto Fallen. See 5.7 onto Balls. Economically speaking, they're in an okay situation, and they can buy up next round in case they're losing. So SK does not really need to worry about what the accountant has to say. From now on, there needs to be some regained confidence for SK. As now all the nades are coming in, that's going to be the rain, not holding them up. Back on the top is Baltz, he's already out. And that is going to be the A side taken in a matter of seconds by the book, as you could make a tutorial out of this. With SK finding set executions. And this is what Swanee said, that this kind of stuff is more and more usual in the team instead of those highly individually focused plays. AVANGAR can't do much about it, and I'm kind of sure Fur heard that scope. Either way, Demastic finds Fur. First of all, he has a grenade, he throws it in the wrong direction. At least he finds Kicker with a little bit of damage, but ouch, Kicker rips off the head of Stu quite well there. Buster realized there's a Fallen coming around. He takes him out as well, an AK as well as an AWP. Brought into the next round, SK losing 4. Not the best of a situation, as investments have to be done again. Master reinvestments are coming in. That 5-3 right now could be the opportunity for AVANGAR to find their way back in this map. If you're wondering, no, those are not remote control nades. That's sometimes the GoTV messing. It would be very funny if you could just get your smartphone out and remote control some of those nades. Further realizes remote control bullets are getting towards him, and that was very close to his head. He's lucky enough to escape in that situation. Okay, they're on the other side. Waiting it out a little longer. Patience is key right now. Gotta play it cool. Find SK there in the end. Jane, first one. That was Stewie taken out, and so the American gotta bite that bullet. Crizzen is going to get that nades deep onto Bolts as well as he finds Fur in the same process. Jane wants to take the white peak. His teammate is already there to find Fallen, Bolts, and Coldzera. Bringing it only down to Bolts. No chance in AVANGAR, back at it. And now a close look has to be taken. Yeah, we see 1.4 onto Stewie and 9.3 onto Bolts. Kind of funny how those different wallets are there on SK. The maximum right now is Bolts with 2.1, and that just means the follow-up round, though, for the rest of the team will be quite bad in case they're losing this, as the economic disadvantage, yeah, it's there. And it's there not just a bit, it's there on a fairly high track. That being said, Bolts finds himself Crizzen though. Steam is sick. Holding himself slowly but steady on the A side and trying to make a little bit more ground in their favor. Fur is trying to backstab. There he needs patience. Let's take a look at what Fur does in the second. First of all, Steam finds the frag onto Coldzera. The patience, the trigger patience is so goddamn relevant. He's standing there up on the ticket booth. Demasik is taken out. Does he go for the knife? Fur, what are you waiting for? He does! And there's the backstab. The Opper can't even react as the blade is coming through his back. Stabs out in the chest again. Beautifully done. Patience pays off. As the kill not only showing the place where he belongs to, no, it's also a good bunch of money he's making from that. Bolts takes out Buster, 6-4. AVANGAR is economically okay, but reset after a 5-round losing bonus. There needs to be more coming from this. That knife, though. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. With that being said, Fallen finds the entry onto Jane. That was also fairly beautiful, as the Opera can't even react to it. Kick it as well as Buster now need to make it work with that. So, there goes Stewie on 1, Stewie on 2. Cleaning up the B side on his own. Demasik eats up a few bullets from Fur, and suddenly a lonely Crizzen left alive. Lonely Crizzen wandering around Mirage, not finding Bolts, putting him down to 9 HP. And in the end, not able to take him out. 7-4 it is. Timeout being called. That's probably AVANGAR, as SK is not too far away from reaching the double digits. As we have that pause now being called off. I mean, SK have technically the opportunity to right now reach double digits. I mean, 8-4, yeah, that's fairly possible. Besides that 8-4, we might just see those double digits happening. I'm fairly excited what James as well as Kicker are about to do with that. If you didn't know, I think the player with the most taser frags recently is Speedy from Team Sprout. But otherwise, oh no, it's down to 4. Taser and its range, so unpredictable. Another taser falling. Where is Zeus going? Sitting up there in the Olymp. And the electric signals he's sending to the body of Bullets, but only puts him down 96 HP less. Must be a bad feeling when you get tased, but you're still alive there. It's like electricity running through your body, high voltage, and you're just like, you know, I'm just gonna put some 7.62 in your head anyway. But now Buster, the only one with a $700 investion in that deagle. And as it goes, Fur finds Buster, 8-4. There is the half in favor of SK. SK going to go for the timeout. They're talking about it though. Eight to 4. And with that being said, will that 8-4 give us an SK just running away during this first half or not? James coming in with a nice spray, finds himself a good shot onto Fur. Whilst all of this is happening, Stu still alive. Kristen comes in from behind and fallen over there in apartments. The kind of control and gained here is just insane. But with that being said, Cold Zero finds Kristen. 2v2 is now established. Cold on his own. Finds himself James. 6 HP has left. Fallen finds Kicker. There we go into just another round going favorable for SK. And that SK one, that entire SK kind of play, just 100% there at the point in time on Mirage. And I have to say, I personally, from start off, said it should be technically SK taking this home. While on the other hand, I don't see AVANGAR just failing entirely. Those CZs at FAMAS will suddenly bring a win. AVANGAR's side. Will they be able to pull up the double digits with that? Hard to imagine. Teamsick now making the run for it. Finds one. And then suddenly 12 bullets aren't enough. The flashbang was perfect. Really it was, but you can make it work with it. Though, as we see Coldzera's doing bolts, easy targets with one shots. There's no dying in the end. And so, Buster, try your best. Find as many SK players as you can. That seems pretty much down and over. Nine 4, 10-4. Buster. Not sure if he heard Stewie. Gets the frag at least. Could pick up that AK if he would like to, but AVANGAR not so strong. And what you have to say about their entire playstyle on this map. Mirage is not a map where AVANGAR is suddenly starting to just go full throttle and accelerate as much as they can on the terrorist site. That's not really an AVANGAR style. They're pretty much 50-50, and that 50-50 turns out to be not so great right now. It's SK taking that control. Round number 15. might just deliver us the 11-4. And with an 11-4 and then a 1 pistol round, pretty much are set. You do it all right. Fallen just centimeter just away from dying. Just presses left move button just a bit, just a tiny bit. Could have been found by James anyway. Out of Fur, coming close to connector. Fallen finds just the player we talked about as the Opera of AVANGAR is taken out. The man advantage will be well used by SK. As Crisendo finds himself Fur. No cold zero on short this time. It's Stewie. And as it goes, Ickard gets one. Not much more. Crisendo with bolts. Stewie and Fallen are the only two alive. And the bomb very open over there on short. Fallen makes the move. Stewie needs to assist in a second. I'm not quite sure if Kristen saw it. Doesn't seem to be the case yet. So Stewie around the corner slowly. That doesn't give him any reward. Fallen though finds himself Buster and now makes the run onto the side of B. Kristen with a perfect jump there onto Fallen. Doesn't plant openly though. The Molotov is not very interesting to the Kazakhstan player. So Fallen hits another one. There he's over here in the third. Only Demasik to get. He definitely spotted right now where the Brazilian Opera is. But back on bench, he hides. Back on bench, he does not hit the final shot. And now needs to be extremely cautious. He gets the one onto Demasik though. And there is the 11-4. Demasik can't rule it out. The 4K for SK. That's bringing us a great halftime scoreline for Fallen and Co. They're doing it alright, and they're doing it quite decently. And AVANGAR, they once more have to just focus through, and they have to focus through big time to find a way to win. There comes a question towards the B side, and that's actually the full throttle we talked about. There's just a James pushing through. Doesn't care about the players, but Kickard on a double. Securing good opportunities. Stewie just pushes out, and Stewie does Stewie things, but only gets himself Demasik in the end, which means it's down to Cold Zero as well as Fur. That thing hurt, though. So you need to find yourself, Kickard. There now, it is only down to a Fur. 5 more bullets in that mag. A single body shot to take out Kickard. But that single body shot turns into a single bullet. Kristen takes him out. And there goes the good one. The first one. The relevant one. In favor of lots of AVANGAR. Oh, and that, oh, Kristen. Ouch. I think that sums it up quite well. This is the same as like sliding with your knee on concrete. That was the same as that headshot felt like horrible pain. And with that being said, Fallen has done a good job with that. He sees Fur though dying in the process, and Demasik is aware of his Stewie. The question is though, will AVANGAR be able to come closer and closer and closer? Will they be able to come to the tie? Exceed the expectations. We're just half here from the second half. Are they able to deviate in the right kind of manner? You need to arrive at the party. There are a few more parties coming up right here, and you need a big bang for every single one. Stewie hiding himself in the right-hand side corner. Demasik. We'll see the barrel very late, but the head of Cold Zero, that doesn't work. Stewie very hesitant right here. And as he does not peek, no one also expects him that he is still there, possibly. Cold Zero, though, finding Kicker. That's a bomb down. In the end, Cold Zero, though, found. Now Stewie makes the move, but Demasik is aware and not interested in any of the Stewie action. Well, all of this happening is, though, got the problem with a flanker right here. Ball's coming in from behind, and he might hit the right timing onto Demasic. That looked like, for a second, extremely tight. Falling now down to only 40. His teammate down to 4, and Bolts just have to breathe at him, and this man is gone. At 4 HP, he's gonna have a hard time trying this, and Buster takes him out in the end. 3 players dying from AVANGAR. That's actually a quite strong number here. SK has done a good job with taking out individuals on the aggressing site. So as Kickert now comes here from the underpass section, shouldn't be too much of a problem taking down Fallen in the end. Demasic standing close, Stewie coming around, and as he peeks white, gets his headshot. Demasic on the second, Demasic not on the third. Fallen with me to snag here, basically. That much of HP left, it shouldn't be too hard of a task, but either way, Prison will soon meet a Bolt, or it could be possibly his teammate here. That who's taken out, only Fallen alive, 11 HP, and a Mac 10. It's not the dream, you could say. So we achieved a scoreline where SK is coming back in a bye. Fallen is on the glass cannon, the rest on the rifles. We see no kit yet, and it seems like that's not going to be bought up. Smoke on every single player. It's gonna be interesting how AVANGAR will try now to take any of the sites, because no kit logically makes the retakes a little harder for SK, first of all, in case that it's gonna happen. Besides, that hurts. As he just wanted to make another point, Stewie finds 2. That is Demasic as well as Buster taken out. As the refract should have been there, but Stewie knows how to react, and he knows how to take out his opponents with ease. Plugging off head, rather call Stewie. Better Call Stewie. That would actually be a good TV show. Maybe Super Stidham could do that. Better Call Stewie. Stewie going to be needed though throughout this round anymore, as he already got his team a good advantage. Stewie also on the off right now. Then taken out. James gets himself the American. Kicker is not there to react in time to find Fur. 18 HP hiding in the corner. No nade to be thrown over short. No one is coming, and that is even a great reaction coming in from Fur, securing the double for himself. That means the Russian needs to do it on his own. Finds one. And interestingly enough, Fur is not able to do it. It's from behind, a Caldera comes. How aware is James? As there's not only pressure from opponents shooting at you, there's also time pressure coming at you. He needs to survive 20 more seconds, and so Caldera is the guard of the road towards the A site. No bomb is making a move, no player is making a sound. It's gonna be James trying to save up that AWP at that point. Seems to work. Caldera might just come in after time. He doesn't do so, interestingly enough. That will be the 12th one. SK on the right track, making the difference between them and AVANGAR bigger. And right now also bringing the side of Kickert down to their last buy for the moment, in case showing the dominance. They're keeping up the strength. Comes one. James finds Fallen. Too aggressive here from the Opera. Stu is on the scene and always prepared when it comes down to the section of A main or on the wood. Oh, it's silent around the map. Caldera. Molotov is not reaching him. There he gave away his position. Fur with the right kind of timing to take out Kickert, as the focus from the Kazakhstan player was somewhere totally else. It's gonna be now Kultura using that as well. Crisendo gets himself at least cold. And that's a B-side focus. But Crisendo doesn't want to stop. One last defender left on the B-side. It's Bolts. That guy has to be found sooner or later. Behind the bench he's hiding. The spray now needs to work. Bolts is still alive, and Bolts takes out Demasic. The buy of AVANGAR is far away from brilliant, far away from golden, far away from good. Once this map is finished, English at its finest, we're getting ourselves on, well, let's say, another interesting map, and that one is called Lovely Bit of Inferno. SK has picked that. If you consider SK will find this map, which is fairly possible, and they could secure a 2-1 on their home soil the following up map. We'll see if that will be the case. Game is not over yet. Only Fallen left back towards ticket booth. No one actively defending the A side. Game tries to make a lot of noise with those movements towards the side of B. No one's reacting to it though actively. There's Stewie. Here he reacts to it. Their Bolts should hear those steps. That is one player moving back whilst Fallen suddenly has players coming at him real fast, real quick. And that bomb goes down either way. Demasic out. Body shots from Crisendo make it work. A jumping player, I don't go for headshot. I just take him down either way. No headshot. There it comes, at least with the body shots. And over there in connector, they're trying to hold it. The bomb is in their favor. That nade goes deep, but not deep enough. So Stewie with one. And Crisendo now needs patience because there's no armor on this guy. Doesn't matter. Stewie finds him. Crisendo takes it. Taken out. 7-14. The bomb helps you in gaining a few additional dollars, but it should be SK Gaming having no problem taking this home 16-7. And with that being said, that reminds me of the good old Deja Vu. If you watched Initial D, Deja Vu. If you didn't watch it, it doesn't matter. It's worth any time. But what's worth watching right now is definitely AVANGAR versus SK. As James is very aggressive. Wants to do the wall bang, can't make it work. That grenade does max damage onto him with armor. Now he's close to Bolt's head, but he can escape him. There comes the idea of doing the jump together and coordinate, but Kultura is not to be stopped in coordination with Fallen. That is op control. And that op control from the Brazilian hands, squeezing the trigger accurate and right. Figured on his own, has to fight 5. That probably doesn't work out here in the end. And we'll probably have that 5-14. A beautiful double he picked up, but not much more than this. It's been a very long time since AVANGAR have lost on this map. Kicker and Co. They're having a bit of a hard time here. Their Fallen finds himself Demasic. Double op setup off Cold and Fallen has been so successful so far. Especially in the last round we saw it. There's no chance though. Buster takes him out. 4 players are left. That B side could be taken with ease. Now they're coming onto the B side. There's the movement with already a James making the jump and making so much noise. Cold Zero doesn't hit his shot. Now needs to do it on James. Oh, that was the wall bang that didn't make it work there in the end. Somehow only put him down from 46 to 20 there. Stewie's though there to find that frag. Kicker taken out. 2 ops left. Stewie already in kitchen. And does he find himself those frags? They're all approaching from the same position. Both are there in kitchen. And that means Fallen as well as Stewie somehow need to retrieve control of the site. They're running away. They're not taking the number 16. And that means AVANGAR can still stay alive. As it is 8:15. Bye once more. Oh no. That happened so often yesterday. If you joined us just today, I think I saw 3 or 4 occasions where SK were accidentally team knifing themselves. Kicker now gets them all up deep down. Fur. He goes for the hunt, finds himself Kicker. Demasic is still onto the double. Fur spotting. With not much more than 2 HP he has left, that will be a little bit tough. Now do this on your own. James struggling for a second, but only a single Brazilian with 2 points of health left alive. And as we see, the SK economy is not the best. Or to imagine they'll make that work. $9.15. AVANGAR just 1 round away of achieving those double digits, actually. And the question is, do we see AVANGAR picking up 6 rounds in a row? Do we really see Kicker and his lads have the opportunity to go into overtime? Surely we're just a few more rounds away from it. It's still a long and uncomfortable path to walk. Talking about it, James' head ripped off clean, clinical by Stewie, American surgeon. Dr. Stu taking a look at you. Something's not right with your head. I need to check that. And there he gets another body shot onto Buster. Kicker 29, Crizzen 55, Buster 12. For the Eagles, that could be a quite easy task. Now a single body shot onto Crizzen would do the job. A single one onto Kicker would do the same. Third, then finding Demasic, and that's the only one on decent HP taken out. Stu's scout just became an AWP. Because everyone is a one-shot for him. So he finds himself Kicker. That's uncomfortable. Now Crizzen as well as Buster need to do it in total. With just a bit of health left, Buster on his own. And that could be the round. It is the round. Kodzura finds him. 9-16. And AVANGAR can't close out their favorite map. And I mean, with that being said, and I know I say that very often